right, so in a survey, 200 people were asked if they smoke and whether they exercise regularly more than twice a week, and then the results are summarized. So the categories on this side of the table show exercise regularly or do not exercise regularly. Okay, here. Exercise regularly, do not exercise regularly. And then here we have smoke or do not smoke. So what this means, this number 12 here in the middle, is the people who both smoke and exercise regularly. Here are the people who do not smoke and exercise regularly. And down here are the people who smoke and do not exercise regularly. And here's do not smoke and do not exercise regularly. And then if we add all these numbers together, they'll add to the 200 people that were surveyed. So what happens, they're asking what percentage of the people smoke. So in order to determine that, we need to combine the people who smoke and exercise regularly and the people who smoke and do not exercise regularly. So what we want to do is we're going to create more numbers onto this table. So I think, oops. I think they gave us a calculator. So we're going to add the 12 and the 44 together. And that gives me 56, and I'm just going to write that number. Write that number down here. And then we can also add 24 and 120 together. I'm going to write that number down here. Okay, so what these are is this is the total number of people who smoke. This is the total number of people who do not smoke. And then I can also get the number that exercise regularly by adding the number who exercise regularly who smoke and the number who exercise regularly who do not smoke. So I'm also going to add these rows together. 12 plus 24, that's 36, and I'm going to write that out here. And then 44 plus 120, 164, and I'm going to write that out here. Okay, and you'll notice that if I add, so this is all the people who smoke, 56, the people who do not smoke, 144, and then this is the people who exercise regularly, 36, and the people who do not exercise regularly, 64. And then in the middle, again, these are the ones that are both. This is smoke and exercise regularly. You with me so far?
I believe. I believe.
So when it asks us what percent, so if they asked me what percentage of the people smoke and exercise regularly, if they ask, which they don't ask that, but if they asked what percent smoke and exercise regularly, we would take the number of people who both smoke and exercise regularly, 12, and we would divide that by the total number in our sample, which is 200. But they're asking us what percentage of people smoke. So that's going to be the number of people who smoke, which is 56, because this is all the people who smoke here. So this number, what percentage of the people smoke, that's going to be 56 divided by 200. So the number of people who smoke, 56, divided by the total number of people in our sample, 200. So that number is 56 divided by 200, 0.28, and then we need to convert that to a percent. So we multiply that by 100%. And that's going to be 28%. So 28% of the people smoke. they ask what percent of the people do not exercise regularly. So again, do not exercise regularly. We have to add together the people who smoke and do not exercise regularly and do not smoke and do not exercise regularly. So the number who do not exercise regularly is 164. So this percent is 164 divided by 200 total. $164 divided by 200 is 0.82. And again, we have to multiply that by 100%. So that one is 82%. So the way you're always going to want to do these is you need to combine the numbers inside of the table together. And then if they ask you an and, so if they said what percent of the people both smoke and exercise regularly, you would do 12 divided by 200. But when they ask you here, they're asking you something that's on the outside table, what percentage smoke? So this is the number that smoke is 56 divided by the total 200 gives me that percent. If they asked for the percent that do not smoke, I would do 144 divided by 200. The percent that exercise regularly is 36 divided by 200, and the percent that do not exercise regularly is 164 divided by 200.
I don't know if my answer's right, but I got a 90, so.
Okay.
Oh, it wasn't right.
Yeah, let me look and see what